All right. You ready? Ready? Everybody ready? 7 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. We've got Peter Brown, myself, we've got a full meeting of members here tonight, all seated. No alternates here, so a prospective alternate. Thank you for showing up.
I am still.
Are you still an alternate?
Yeah.
Till the election. All right, well, to have a full board, I'm gonna see alternate Walt Schneider. I don't have a lot of opening remarks, so we can move right on. Received the minutes. Everybody good with the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
So move.
Second. In favor?
Aye.
Minutes from the last meeting approved. ZO report.
I've got a lot of folks coming into the office and making a lot of phone calls, trying to figure out what they need to do. For the last month, I issued two permits, one for a generator and a propane tank, and another one for a deck pantry. I did 3 site visits for mining permits, which is part of our regulations for mining once a year. So I made a trip out to Sagales and did a tour of the place with Tess. Went to Allendale and met McGee and Stephen out there, and went down to Mintech and met 4 of their folks and got a tour up around the quarry and the layout of what they're planning and where they're thinking they want to go, and maybe have to do this, which they'll come back with some adjusted towards their permit possibly. And I wrote up follow-up reports to all of those, and I got a very nice follow-up report written through Mintech and sent to me, explaining everything that we did. So I also, well, next month I've already done one, or for this month I've already done one of the other 9.
As the ones you did, they were in compliance.
Yes. Absolutely 0 issues. I filed the state of Connecticut quarterly report as required. I received a letter from the property owner of 176 Lower Road in response to the zoning letter that I sent to him with a plan. His letter contains a plan of action and timeframes listed. I arranged for a site visit as a follow-up to the letters and was done on 10/3. And progress has started to correct the violations as listed. So I'm good with that he's making progress. I received a complaint regarding noise of some type of operation outside of regulated hours at the mine for Sagales. Followed up with a contact of Sagales and determined that it was most likely machinery was being prepped for the day's operation and it was not actually mining operations going on. And I believe that it's within the maintenance realm of the regulations and that there's no action needed by the office. I did send a letter to the complainant. I received a second complaint, which was similar to the first. And I answered his letter and all his questions. I did have a complaint of lighting at a residence shining onto adjacent property owners' property as well as into the roadway. I made numerous attempts to email the owner, which was unsuccessful. I was able to finally contact him by telephone. Followed it up with an email advising to be contacted after corrections had been made, as discussed in our phone call. He advised he was going to get his electrician to come up and correct the problem.
Yeah.
As of right now, I don't believe it has been. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and that's about it.
Perfect. Thank you, George. So under new business, first on the agenda is Canyon Country Club application for a special permit for entertainment at the clubhouse. So would you like to come to the lectern and give us a summary of what you want to do?
Right now, my name is Joe Petroci, the owner of the country club. Right now, our liquor license limits us to no live entertainment. And we would like to have live entertainment, including DJs, karaoke, or things like that.
Right. All inside your business.
Yes.
So under special permit, we can, George can advise you, we'll have public hearings for a special permit. He'll advise you just send a registered letter to your budding property owners. The process needs to be followed through.
I gave him a whole packet.
Okay,
Which
so,
I
so you got
lost.
that.
Which I lost.
There you go.
I'll get you more.
Thank you.
So you've got that. I just. Well, thank you for coming. And when we receive the paperwork for the special permit, when George receives it, then at the next meeting, we can set the hearing.
Mhm.
And we can't set a hearing before we have the paperwork.
Thank
You
you.
need to accept the application.
We don't have one.
It's not in hand yet.
Okay, gotcha.
That's in our regulations with a liquor permit.
No, we do not deal with the liquor permit.
No, I understand that, but that's in our regulations that entertainment can't be involved.
According to, I believe.
I just don't know the regulation on that, that's all.
The Liquor license required zoning
Right.
to sign off saying that
Okay.
that is a.
Live entertainment other than golf or your clubhouse pre-existing.
Right.
Again, thank you.
I was just confused on
Yeah.
where that was, that's
No.
all.
Under that, with what I was looking at, everything, because that is a grandfather into on a residential zone. That in order to do that, it's under special permit here, which we can. Put our own pieces to if we need to, or what Joe needs, we can certainly give to him, because. There's been numerous other things in town that are one-day affairs. That I have signed off on, because they were okay in that zone. And it's a matter of a signature. His is a little bit larger endeavor into the process, so. I told him to bring a special permit to the commission.
Sounds good.
I will get you all packed again.
Thank you.
Okay.
See,
So next on the agenda, special permit for 34 Patty Lane, changed from one family to two family.
Good evening, folks. I purchased 34 Patty Lane, I think in maybe in April or something. It's a about 1,300 square foot house. It was originally just under 700 square foot. Says a one bedroom house, then an addition was added to it, another approximately 700 square feet. I'd like to just build a wall between the addition and the original house and change it into 2 units. It is in a zone that requires a special permit, so I went and spoke with George and got some paperwork. Filled it all out right here. Can I check it with you now, or
Sure.
I think I filled it all out.
Okay.
So it's not really a footprint change of the property. It just in changing the interior. I'll add a kitchen and changing the interior. And I'll add 2 new egresses for the new unit.
Are you a resident there? You live there?
Not currently, no. No, I'm not. I'm a resident in Southfield.
Paperwork, look.
Yeah, I went through this before with him, and I'll go through it with a fine tooth comb, but, and on top of it, because it's gonna be a 2-family. That I'm gonna run it past the fire marshal as well.
Perfect.
He doesn't have to inspect it, because it's less than 4. And it's not a mixed use, but. Within the confines of the regs, for them. It has to be, yep, you need smoke detectors, you need this, and then the building official takes over from that. And. As our regs say, a multifamily. That's why I bring it as a special permit, because it was 1 family in a non-conforming lot, it's gonna be changed to that, and. I felt that it needed to come to the special permit instead of me just saying, fine, well. So, and I have. A lot of paperwork from him right here, and. It'd be fine,
So
and
you have the application, you have the check.
Jeff, Tim gave me a check today when he was in the office.
Perfect.
So I think it's probably just fine, and I'll leave it for the fire marshal to take a look at, so I would suggest we schedule.
So first we have to motion to approve the application or accept the application. Is
Right.
that
I move
motion?
to approve, or accept. I move to accept the application.
I second it.
We accepted application. So our next meeting is. I got that on there. George must have that. I rely on you.
And.
November 10th.
So. We should set a public hearing for November 10th, 7 o'clock. The town hall. For special permit. For 34 Patty Lane, change from 1 family to 2 family. Residents.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Here we go. See you next month.
Folks, thank you for doing what you're doing. Nothing would get done if there wasn't somebody in this building getting it done on your free time. I do it also across the border, and I appreciate what you're doing. I know it's a pain in the neck.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Thank you again, fellas.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Ladies.
Thanks, Tim.
that's, restrict them.
He's already had the fire district sign off.
Hey, old business. Well, we had 520 West Main Street zone change that was withdrawn. So there's no action at all on that. Even after public hearings and everything, so. Public comment. We got one in the audience,
One public.
talk nothing. Anybody on Zoom? There's,
Sure, I can speak. Can you hear me?
okay, yes, we
Yep.
can hear you.
Okay, it's Cheryl, Clayton Road. 176 Lower Road, can you specify? Because there's 2 properties with the same number. And I think it's unfair to label both properties with a violation.
George, can you elaborate on that?
It was only to the first property coming off the parking lot of the church. It
So-
was a violation listed to,
Okay, Selectman Bunce. I mean,
correct.
every other report I hear names and addresses, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, it's under property or Bunce Property Management.
Okay,
I believe.
thank you. And the
Yes,
fire
that's
marshal takes over at 3 family and above.
We're
Okay.
aware of that. He's just being spoken to as an advisory.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Anything else on Zoom? So prior to the meeting, we did receive a letter from Robert Sprague, 28 Sodom Road. He wanted to just read in the public comment. This is, and I'll read it verbatim. This is an open letter to the North Canaan Planning and Zoning Commission and ZEO. We are a group of concerned taxpayers who are requesting a review and revision of the current mining regulations that have been adopted by the Town of North Canaan Planning and Zoning Commission. These regulations, when enforced, do not address the quality of life issues that they are in place for. There are numerous regulations that are inadequate. With concern that the regulations in place currently are not enforced, we are requesting a meeting and workshop to draft regulations that meet the residents' needs and concerns. We're not going to waver and demand a proactive response to this letter within 30 days of this request. Sincerely, Robert C. Sprague and fellow taxpayers of North Canaan. So that will be taken into advisory, and George and I will talk about that. Any other public comment? Any other public comment on Zoom? I'll entertain the motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.